What's up, everybody? My name is Casey. I am a personal trainer certified through NASM, and I am 12 weeks out from my first bodybuilding show. I'm gonna be running you through my leg day today, one of my 2 lower body days, while simultaneously focusing on shredding fat as much as possible and keeping as much muscle as possible. This is what the legs are looking like today. This is how lean they're looking. Let me just back into the machine real quick. First is leg press. I don't squat because I fucked my back up forever ago, and it's not worth it in my opinion. I'm just trying to get big, not push heavy weight. So leg press. So I always start with just no weight. I just go as low as I can, release the tension, but still feel the stretch. And every time you breathe in and out, it kind of relaxes your muscle a little bit more and allows them to kind of stretch a bit more. And so with all these reps, what I focus on is going as slow as pretty much possible. A very slow negative, pretty slow concentric and eccentric. And this is lightweight, this is my warm up. So I'm still working on just getting my joints, my hips and everything warmed up so that I can push heavier weight. And then really focus on breathing, especially with something like leg press. So breathe in. And then breathe out, kind of tighten your abs and your core when you're at the bottom of your rep and push through. So really emphasize your breathing. Really emphasize actually shooting the air out of your lungs and inhaling deeply while you're doing these reps, because otherwise you are gonna fatigue before your muscle fatigues. And your muscle needs air, needs oxygen to function, especially your legs, because it's such a large muscle group. Fuck the shoes. And then I log all my sets as well with an app called SiteGraph. It's not sponsored, but if y'all want to, please do. Log it on your watch. That was 12 reps of, this is 125 plus 180. 305. Something that I also focus on doing is getting a gallon of water each day. And so in my water bottle, I have a water tracker, and 5 of these is 120 ounces, which is 8 ounces short of a gallon. So I push one of these in every time I drink it, and it visually reminds me to drink water, and I always keep it around me. So I see it, it cues me to drink it, and it makes it easier to drink water. A big thing that I've been focusing on with this prep is making it as easy as possible to hit my daily non-negotiables, which is a gallon of water, 10,000 steps, 200 plus grams of protein, 1,950 calories, and lifting, posing as well. A big thing in my prep has been making it as easy as possible to do things I need to do and as hard as possible to not. And this is just one of the things that allows me to make it as easy as possible to be drinking enough water, is visually seeing how far I am or how close I am to reaching my goal of drinking a gallon each day. A big part of my prep has just been moving my day around to make sure I'm getting time to go to work, time to record, time to post, time to edit, and simultaneously get everything I need to do while working a 9 to 5. And so it's honestly been really fun, to be honest. It's fun kind of manipulating the schedule to see what changes, you know? So it was a working set, and I'm gonna do a job set. Something I like to focus on too is not counting up my reps, but counting down my reps. So a big thing for me, especially with lifting, is that it's way more mental than everything. I mentally feel sometimes that I can't push myself. And so what I do, instead of counting up, still say 12, I've gone down for 12. So I just got 6 more. And then I'm just like, oh, that's just 3 reps 2 times. All right, I got 3 more. And it just continuously makes me push myself harder. Oh, fuck me. So I'm just taking a weight off with every set that I'm doing, and then just go until failure. So take 2 plates off, do as many reps as I can, take 2 plates off, repeat. So I just got 2 plates on, 1 plate on each side. I'm done. Fuck it. I'm gonna do sissy squats. Okay. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. Holy shit. So, when I said I was dropping the weight, I would do a set till failure and just take one plate off of each side and then just go again till failure. Holy shit. I'd always recommend doing that on your first couple sets because right at the beginning of your lift is when you're gonna have the most amount of energy to be able to really exert yourself, and that's when that shit counts. So that's why with every workout you should start with some sort of compound. The reason why my press is my compound, again, is because I got into on squats forever ago. So I don't fuck with squats. But then you always gotta clean your machine off too. And then I'm gonna log all those sets that I did too in my app. The next one that I'm doing is dumbbell RDLs. And I attribute most of my hamstring growth to dumbbell RDLs, just because you can get that deep ass stretch. I think they're amazing. So they're kind of a staple of one of my leg days. So after my main compounds, I typically just do 3 sets of whatever else I'm doing for the workout. So I just did 3 really hard sets of RDLs. I'm gonna hit one more just so y'all can see what my final working set looks like. But I still have time for a couple workouts, and then after that I'm gonna pose, and I'm gonna show y'all the poses that I'm practicing. And then anyone who tells you don't need to use straps is wrong, especially on something like this. I'm not trying to hit forearms, I'm trying to hit hamstrings. And if I'm constantly focusing on keeping my grip on the dumbbells, I'm not gonna be able to get good mind-muscle connection on my hamstrings, which is what I'm actually targeting. Unpopular opinion, but I don't care. Next thing I'm doing, God, I don't want to do it, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Bulgarian split squats. So in nature of listening to my own body, I tried to do Bulgarians and my right hamstring was hurting. So I'm gonna skip them because you do not push something when it hurts in an unusual way. But right now what I'm doing is calf raises on a leg press machine. And then after this I'm gonna pose, just getting that full extension and that deep stretch at the bottom of the rep. Again, I warm up a little bit because I have injured my calf before as well. And this is gonna be the last workout that I do before posing, which honestly I'm fine with because those RDLs and leg press that I did completely fried my nervous system. My body doesn't want to move right now, and I think that's fine. I think if I push myself to the point where I don't want to move, I think it's considered a pretty solid set. Like, it's not just my legs, my whole body doesn't want to move. But especially with calf raises, I think I remember seeing studies, this might have been like Jeff Nippard video, but that deep stretch at the end of the rep, so imagine your foot being on a platform and you calf raise it up, that deep stretch at the bottom where your foot's supinated be the word, or would it be, I don't know, but when your foot's up and that deep stretches in your calf, that's when you see a lot of growth there. So I'm gonna hit a couple hard sets of calf raises and then pose because I've got 2 minutes to be on schedule with posing. Fucking pussy. Okay, I'm done. this right here is my post-workout meal slash, I guess, just breakfast. But I prepped all of these a couple days ago for the week, so I have each one each day, and I logged all my calories, so I know if I eat the same exact thing each day with nothing else, it'll be as simplified as possible to make sure I'm still getting enough protein, cutting down calories, while simultaneously working an 8 to 5 and still having a good tasting breakfast. So this was 3 eggs, 63 grams of non-fat cheese. That's about it. And then a carb balanced burrito tortilla, but I'm gonna microwave it again. God, you'd think 3 minutes would have been fine.
I think so, it's okay.
That was an unpleasant eating experience.
You should use real cheese. It tastes a lot better.
Well, real cheese isn't an option.
Then you're going to have a lot of meals.
Tasting like shit? Yep, that's how it is. It's a test of strength. There's some other competitor that decided to put real cheese in his, and I'm gonna look better than him. Oh, careful. Not really. I don't know if there's actually another competitor doing that, but. And then something else that I'm doing with pretty much everything, I'm weighing out every single thing that I'm eating to make sure that I'm still in a caloric deficit while simultaneously getting enough protein. This is so my body decides to lose fat instead of muscle, and so I get lean up, and so I lean up while I'm keeping muscle on my body. Because without an incentive for your body to keep muscle, it's gonna sacrifice muscle before it sacrifices fat. Just because evolutionarily, I think. Actually, I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But so something that I typically eat a lot of is just plain Greek yogurt. So I'm gonna be having that post-workout as well. That's 262 grams. And then I add frozen berries. So I'm still simultaneously getting fruits and vegetables as well, because I can't just cut all my calories and not get any vitamins. So that's why instead of eating something like chicken breast that's leaner, I decide to opt in for something like lean ground beef, because beef has way more B vitamins. Chicken is kind of just chicken. Chicken is a lot of protein, but that's about it. And so that's why I opt for ground beef, because it's so nutrient dense. And then I eat, this is 262 grams of Greek yogurt and 68 grams of frozen berries. This is the rest of my protein powder. So 10 grams of protein powder, 262 grams of Greek yogurt, and then 62 grams of frozen berries. I mix it all up. Tastes decent. Again, something that I really focus on is eating as healthily as possible while simultaneously cutting down weight. And that's why I use plain Greek yogurt, because a lot of the flavored Greek yogurts, even though they're low sugar, low fat, they have artificial sweeteners and a lot more BS. This is literally just milk. Cultured, pasteurized, non-fat milk. It's one ingredient, and that's why I like it a lot. I don't really like eating protein powder, but sometimes there's just, something's gonna kill you. But that's why I have frozen berries, because they're whole, plain Greek yogurt because it's whole, and then protein powder just because I need protein regardless. So just about everything that I do is calculated. There's a reason behind just about everything that I do, rather than just throwing it together. I don't know, bullshitting at this point. And then after this, I'm gonna get ready for work. I was gonna have watermelon, but I'm not. And then something else that I have every day too is creatine. So I add 5 grams of creatine to my water every day. Boosts recovery, cognitive performance, muscular growth. So I mix that up in my water. And then I also have my supplements in the morning. I don't have ashwagandha in the morning. I have that at night, because I try to keep my stress as high as I can in the morning, because the work I do in the morning is better used when you're stressed. So I take omega-3 fish oil. I think 2 capsules of magnesium glycinate. This is because it's like a muscle relaxant and it helps with recovery, I'm pretty sure. And then also L-theanine, which when mixed with caffeine allows for a deeper, less hyperactive level of focus. And then at my job, I drink coffee, because coffee has a thermic effect, meaning that if you drink caffeine, you're going to burn more calories, unless you're drinking coffee with sugar and shit, and it defeats the purpose. But that's why I have black coffee as well, because it helps me focus. And then it also simultaneously makes my body burn more calories at rest. All right, I'm gonna scarf this down and get ready for work. So I wanted to talk about how I'm feeling 12 weeks out from my bodybuilding prep. I don't just mean physically, but I mean the mental aspects that have come along with it. So something that I didn't think would happen with bodybuilding prep is, for me, mood swings. Mood swings for sure is something that has happened a lot with me during bodybuilding prep. And I think this is because when you are in a caloric deficit, your body kind of starts to go into a bit of a starvation mode. And so your stress is going to be a lot higher than normal. So something that I've had to focus on a lot during prep has been stress management. So I've been meditating more, I've been going into the sauna more, I've been stretching more, not just because it makes my body feel better, but because it relieves, I suppose, stress. And also focusing on limiting certain like substances, right? And like social media. I've noticed on bodybuilding prep, I'm a lot more affected by negativity, a lot more affected by just social media, doom scrolling, and then you get off the app and then you kind of feel like your skin is crawling. I used to feel like that, but now when I get off, it feels worse than it did before, if that makes sense. And also, something that's pretty persistent with bodybuilding prep is constantly thinking about meal timing, constantly thinking about what you need to eat next, et cetera, et cetera. And I've kind of reduced this by meal prepping my breakfast and lunch, and then kind of just having pre and post workout like Greek yogurt and protein powder and berries and stuff. And that's pretty much all I eat, as well as like string cheese. So I planned ahead my days of eating, and that's reduced a lot of my stress. A lot of it, especially in the time constraint, has forced me to give up the things that are not as important and only take in the things that are super important, if that makes sense. So being on a tight schedule, it's like I cannot waste any time. I don't waste any time. And that's something I didn't expect to happen either. That's why I take some stuff like ashwagandha, because it reduces stress, and that's why I've been meditating more, is because it allows me to actually kind of take a bit of a break. But it has forced a lot of growth. And a lot of this growth is growing pains, I would say. It's painful to be going through bodybuilding prep. I mean, something you guys don't know, but before I started this, I was going through a breakup. I dropped out of college. I didn't have a way to make money, and I felt completely lost. And so I started doing bodybuilding prep. And the positive of that is that it allowed me to, in the midst of feeling directionless, have a direction, which I think is something that a lot of people overlook with something like bodybuilding prep or prepping for a marathon or strongman or whatever you've got going on. Your life has to revolve around that goal. And it distracts you just enough to make life really fucking fun, right? So I haven't really been thinking about this breakup I've been going through. I mean, I definitely have a little bit, especially in my off times, but a lot of the times it's like, okay, well, right now I need to be walking. It's like I can think about this stuff, but shit still needs to get done, right? So I've just been walking 10,000 steps a day, drinking a gallon of water a day, and it's like, well, I don't know what to do. Well, I know what I need to do for my prep, and then I just hit those daily non-negotiables every single day. And when you do something like a bodybuilding prep and you check the boxes for all of your daily non-negotiables for whatever your goal is, right? So I'd say backpedal a goal that you've got, find the daily non-negotiables or the key performance indicators that shows you're on track with your goal. For me, it's being in a caloric deficit each day, tracking every calorie, getting 200 plus grams of protein, as well as 7 to 9 hours of sleep, gallon of water, taking creatine, stuff like that. These are my key performance indicators. When I take these, I know that I'm on the right track. And not only do I know I'm on the right track, but when I check each one of these off, I gain self-confidence. And something that I lost a lot of was self-confidence. I allowed myself to let myself go, to let myself down. And in the midst of something like bodybuilding prep or marathon prep or whatever you're prepping for, whatever goal you've got, it gives you self-confidence every time you check one of those boxes. And I think that's the key to believing in yourself, which ultimately results in where your life is going to go. Because anyone who believes they can do it is going to do it, and anyone who believes they can't do it is not going to do it. That's the difference that separates winners from losers, right? I believe
that I can do it, and so I'm doing it. And you build the ability to have self-belief by showing up for yourself even when no one else would. Even when you're going through absolute hell and maybe the girl left you in the middle of your shit storm, or maybe friends backed out because of certain shit you're going through. I don't know what the fuck you're going through. But when you show up for yourself, everything in your life will get better. Everything in your life will get better. And so yes, bodybuilding prep sucks. I'm constantly thinking about food. I'm constantly thinking that I'm too muscular, not muscular enough, too fat, too skinny. Body dysmorphia is everywhere right now. But I just focus on the process. Okay, pose 15 to 20 minutes a day. Do this, do that, go to work, eat this, eat that. And then my day's over and it's fine. It's given me purpose. It's given me direction. And this pain from everything I've been going through has been directed into fuel for what I'm doing. And I think the best thing you can possibly go through as a man is either heartbreak or just a shit ton of pain, a shit ton of directionlessness, a moment that just makes you snap your fingers and say, I'm fucking done. Like, I'm fucking done. And once the pain of staying the same is worse than changing, you'll change. I forced myself to drop out of college. I purposefully didn't turn in my finals. Everyone thinks I'm stupid for that. It was super scary. Even I thought I was stupid. But now my life is taking a rapidly different direction, and I'm happier. Because no growth has ever come from being comfortable. No growth has ever come from being with someone who was just all right for you. No growth has ever came from from being someone who just puts in a little bit of effort. I encourage you to register for a marathon, register for a show, chase some sort of goal, write down a goal, make it specific, make it measurable, make it attainable, make it relevant, make it time bound. Lay out all the steps and fucking go for it. Because at the very least, you've got that. Even if it seems like everyone turned their back on you, it seems like the girl you wanted fucking betrayed you, you still got fucking work to do. And I'm kind of talking to you, but I'm talking to myself as well. The best thing you can do for yourself is get in the best shape of your life. Because you will not find your purpose until you get into decent shape. And that's psychologically proven. When you start chasing goals and you get self-respect from the goals you're chasing, and you get respect from other people from the goals that you're chasing and attaining, you get esteem needs. Above that is self-actualization. You start to think, well, if I can do this, what else is possible? Most people, they never go beyond partying every weekend and getting shit-faced every other day to realize that there's another level of consciousness that they could activate if they just abstained from it. And so I encourage you to stay away from some friends that are just bad for you. Stay away from that bad habit. Quit it. Just fucking stop doing it. And start taking care of yourself more. Whatever that bad habit is, just fucking stop doing it. You can do it. And then after you get rid of these vices, you'll be able to see clearly. You'll be able to see the world for what it is, what you can get out of it, how you can help people rather than being fucking selfish and just doing what feels good in the moment for you. You can start to make long-term plans. You can start to help others. And I know this started at a bodybuilding rant, but this is genuinely something I'm trying to dispel to y'all. Chase a fucking goal. Do that thing you wanted to do. Start that fucking business. I've taken so many risks. And it's fun. Because life is too fucking short to not take risks. And this bodybuilding show has been a huge risk. Dropping out of college has been a huge risk. Getting a fucking job instead of a comfortable, whatever the fuck, has been a huge fucking risk. Guess what? It's fun. You are capable of so much more. And you're only going to find what you're really made of when your head's in the fucking dirt and it's just you, and all you have to do is chase your own goals. And anyone who allowed you to give yourself an out from the negative feelings, from the shit you've been going through, once they leave and you have to fucking face it, that's when growth fucking happens.